Hey, this is Katie with Following the Funks. I am taking you on one of our day trips outside of the city of Kars, exploring a little village called Boğatepe. Keeping a 2-year-old entertained. Boğatepe is a small little village just about an hour outside of Kars city. This city is known for its cheese production, and they even have a cheese museum. The Kars Grüyere is a popular cheese here. It is a Swiss cheese that's only made in a few different countries in the world. It's made in Netherlands, in Georgia, and then here in Kars, Turkey. There was a people called the Malikans that moved here. They're a sect from the Russian Orthodox Church, and because of a weird rule where they said that you could only have cheese 2 times a week, they separated from the Russian Orthodox Church and created their own little group of people because apparently they love cheese products. Later on in the 1800s, the Russians moved to this area. They too also brought their cheese production to this area and their love for making the Gruyere cheese. This cheese can only be made in certain conditions, and apparently Kars is, and this village in particular, is perfect for that condition. The milk has to be set to ferment within an hour of actually being milked from the cows. So the production of the cheese has to happen close to where the dairy farms are located. After the fermentation, then the cheese is actually soaked for 4 days in salt water, and then it is set for 2 years to become the cheese that it is. At the very end, you get this perforated cheese, and it's actually the cheese that's really well known in that cartoon of Tom and Jerry that we all watched when we were kids. Lots of tours that come to Kars come to this area. It's probably a little bit nicer to come to in the summer because it is up in the mountains and it is very cold. This museum is free to come in and visit. It shows you the whole process of the cheese making. It has lots of different tools that they used over the last 100 or so years. If you are coming to Kars, you most likely have a little bit more knowledge of Turkey and you want to see some of the more local things, and that is what this is. This is a very, very local thing. There is supposedly some kahvaltı or Turkish breakfast places that served in people's homes, or maybe in the summer there's an opportunity for it. Coming here in the time that we did, it's not an option for us to do. I'm actually really impressed that they took the time to make something, like to create this cheese museum in this village. The signs are impressive. They're in Turkish and in English. They really did take a good bit of time to produce high quality signs so that you can learn about the cheese in this area. So if you're looking for another little day trip outside of Kars, this would be a perfect little one to do, and I think if you come in the summer it would be even more pleasant. Down the street from the Kars Museum, actually on the road as you come into town, there is a farm called Çokulu Çiftliği. At that little farm, there is a cheese shop. When we came, she had a whole cheese plate set up for us that we got to try all the different kinds of cheese.
Şu taze kaşar, şu ürettiğimiz peynir. Bu çoban peyniri, sadece bizde görebileceğiniz, bulabileceğiniz bu da. Gravyer, sadece yazın üretilen bir peynir. Küflü çeçilimiz var şöyle. Tulum peynirimiz var. Kışın üretiliyor. Aferin sana. Güzel mi? Güzel mi?
What I learned is that they have winter cheese and summer cheeses. The Kars Gruyere cheese is actually made in the summer, so only done in the summer because of the warmer weather, because the milk has to be at a certain temperature. It has to be warm after it's been milked and then put into the fermentation process. And so there's only a very short period of time that you can create that cheese in the summer. What the cows are grazing on around in the area, the flowers and the herbs also matter going into the taste of the cheese. We purchased some Gruyere cheese and then the local Chorban cheese, which is made in the winter, and then another cheese called the mandala cheese. as well, which is a very, it's more of a oily cheese or a kind of a full fat cheese. And then we found some ghee too. I think it's a place to stop if you come to Kars and you have a little extra time. Then you should for sure come and check out the cheese and how it's made. And hopefully when the coronavirus has lightened up, and who knows, if you come in warmer weather, you can actually go to this farm and have a breakfast here, which is what we were hoping to do, but nobody's doing breakfast right now because of just the coronavirus and the restrictions and things like that. Now we are finished checking out the local cheese. We're gonna head back to Kars. We are still in Kars, but we have moved from one hotel to another. We stayed 3 nights in the hotel Joltikov Hotel, which I still have trouble saying. It was a Russian mansion that turned into lots of other things, but is now a hotel. The other recommended location to stay is this Katerina Soraya or Katerina Palace. It too is a former Russian built mansion. It is a gorgeous place. It's a little bit higher on the price range, which is why we stayed at the other hotel for 3 nights and we're only gonna stay here 1 night. But it is also the hotel that is mentioned in Orhan Pamuk's novel called Snow, which is written about or located in Kars. It is on the very back side of the castle, and so it's secluded, it's super quiet, it's right along the river, so you can hear the river running by. It's just peaceful and quiet. Today we went to the cheese factory and we took a little bit of time to rest and work. Sophia took a nap in an actual bed today. Jason did some work and I was working on a few different things. So now we are headed to dinner. We're going to try out the Ayaz restaurant, and then we are going to a place called My Künefe in Katmer, which if you have watched any of my other videos, you know künefe is one of my favorite desserts, and katmer is a Gaziantep dessert that is just absolutely delicious. So we are going to go check those out for our last night in Kars. Our dinner at the Ayaz restaurant was really good. They brought out a gorgeous salad and their soup, the local nettle soup, the evelik soup, was really, really good. And then I got something called fistikla Ayaz, which is just like pieces of meat with pistachios sprinkled on top, and it was amazing. And Jason got Ali nazik. So now we're back at the hotel and we're going to enjoy some dessert. We're gonna have some künefe and some katmer, which is actually a Gaziantep specialty. And if you've watched my 5 foods that I love in Turkey, one of the items on that list is künefe. So I am excited to eat this tonight because it's been a while since I've had it. For the künefe, because this already has kaymak in it.
Hey Kate, why are we eating this on the floor of our hotel room?
Because the restaurant closed at 7 and we got there at like 6:58. Well, it didn't close. It was like open for packet service but not for seating, so we got it to go. But you always have to call ahead because it takes like 20 minutes for it to be made. So it's like 7:40 now and we got there at 7. So in order to order it, have it made, get back to our hotel, it's been 40 minutes. So I'm excited. You want to do it? Okay.
Can you get it?
Good job.
Careful. Oh, left over.
That's not the small piece.
Okay.
That's right. That's the good stuff right there. And then this is the künefe, which I have not gotten a very good shot of yet, but it is the shredded wheat with a little bit of cheese in the middle of it, and this one has tons of pistachios on it. Thin dough. And then in the middle of it, this has the cream and the pistachios and a little bit of sugar in it. And then it's a very thin dough that was wrapped around it.
That was
It is delicious.
Okay. Come on.
We're gonna get you some food.
It's no hot.
The chai is hot though. The hotel that we stayed at is also an old Russian hotel too, built back in the 1800s. They've done a good job here of kind of maintaining the quality. We're glad that we spent one night here to see what it was like. This is a perfect location for Jason to work, for us to take a little bit of a rest day, for Sophia to play in the snow without there being lots of people or cars around. Wow, look at the water. Jay. You want to go up the stairs? Jay. Today we are going to head to the airport to take our car back. There are two museums in Kars that you're going to want to check out. First is the Kars Museum, which is the only museum we thought was here, but there's actually a second museum called the Kafkas Museum. So the Kars Museum covers more of the ancient history of Kars in this area, dating back like Byzantine, pre-Byzantine, Osmanlı, Kars heritage, culture, that kind of thing. The Kafkas Museum actually handles the Caucasus, and then it is more about the wars that happened in this area. This bastion, one is known as the Kanla Bastion because of a bloody massacre that happened with a Russian night invasion where all of the soldiers that were staying in this one died. It is one of 46 that are in kind of this area protecting this region, and it has been turned into a museum. There's a lot of significance when it comes to its position, and so this museum kind of handles some of those wars and that fighting, and has some of the relics from those soldiers and what they used during that time. So it has things from like the end of the 1800s 1800s, into the 1800s, into the 1900s when the Turkish Republic was founded. If you get a chance to come to Kars and you're wanting to learn about some of the history, then I think you should for sure take a chance and come to this museum to learn about the wars. It's 10 TL to get in. It's closed on Monday, but if you have a musée card, then you can get in for free. Very well done. Check it out. Sophia, tell us all where we went. Can you show us on the map? We went up this way.
No, up this way.
That's right. We went here to Kars. We flew in here. We went up to the lake. And then we went over to this place with the cheese museum. We went over this way to Ani. And now we're gonna go to
This way.
that place. We're taking a shuttle out to the ski lodge that we're going to be at for the next 5 days or so, and then we're gonna head back to Izmir. That's gonna be a whole separate video, but I wanted to close out our time in Kars and say it has been so fun, and we're glad that we were able to make it out this way. If you get a chance, we think it's a really fun winter location. If you've been to Kars, let me know. If you stayed at this hotel, please let me know. Yeah, I just like to hear from you and like to hear what you think about the videos that we're making. If you like this video, please click the like button and share it with somebody that you know. I'll have some matching blog posts that are coming soon as well. Those links will be below. As always, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye! You want to say bye to everybody?
Bye.
See you later, alligator!
Yes.
Hoşça kal!
Hoşça kal.